For my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. Steelers news going on. Of course, we've seen, Najee Harris situation with his contract, and also a lot of different things that's happening. We're going to dive into the Najee Harris topic right off the bat. Najee Harris was declined. You know, his contract got declined. His future option got declined for the Steelers. It was like $6.7 million. If I'm not mistaken. It was $6 million. I don't know how much the exact number it was, but it was definitely $6 million something. And Najee fifth-year option got declined by the Steelers. I was surprised by that a little bit because I feel like that would be actually a more reasonable price to go with, and you have them guaranteed for this year, and you have them guaranteed for next season as well. Maybe the Steelers are working on a different type of thing. Maybe they're working on something else to try to like get Najee, to the team, maybe a different type of contract extension. They're gonna wait till after this year and see what happened after some restructuring or something. But I think the Steelers could get a deal done. Like I mentioned before, like a while ago, like I said, of course we know Saquon Barkley got $36 million, and he got like 25 million guaranteed or somewhere around that boat. I know he got like $6 million from the Eagles. And I think they said with some crazy incentives and stuff that he reached, he can get up to $42 million. I think Najee Harris should be warranted at least more than Saquon Barkley. He has put up more numbers than him, and he's been healthy too, so he can use that kind of as leverage. A Pro Bowler as well, a team captain on the team as well. Najee scored with 10 touchdowns total his first year, 10 touchdowns total his second year, and he also scored 8 touchdowns last year, so 28 total touchdowns for him as well as a player. He's an amazing player, amazing guy. I think the Steelers should try to find a way to keep him around the team. I think most likely the Steelers will probably do, if I was doing it, I'd say around a 3-year, $38 million deal where you're paying him $12 million a year. Which would be a good, reasonable deal. I think it would be good on both sides like that. It gives Najee the secure, like for the next few years, and it also be a friendly deal for the team as well, because we know he's gonna bring production, of course. And I think you maybe guarantee at least, I don't know, at least 20 million of it got to be guaranteed. 20 million guaranteed, and the rest can be, of course, with the contract base, which will be, won't hurt you as much, in the long run. So I think the Steelers could go that approach to do that. I think Najee Harris is a good player. He's 26 years old, hasn't missed a game yet. Let me knock on some wood. Hasn't missed a game yet. Najee Harris is amazing to have on the team. And the Steelers, he been like the bright spot for the Steelers the past few years. In his rookie season, when he rushed for 1,200 yards. I know a lot of people always say, well, it's easy to get 1,000 yards if you have 17 games. I said, then why other running backs don't have it? And they'd be like, well, they don't get enough touches. Well, they can't handle enough touches because their body can't withstand all those touches. So whatever you want to bring, I can bring counteract to all of it. I think you should be applauded for 1,000 yards. Najee Harris and a few other running backs are the only ones I see that get discredited for 1,000 yards. I'm like, hey, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, like that. It means you run the football well. It was that easy. Everybody had it. Everybody could get them in carries. Everybody had that as well. But not everybody can do that like that. So we shouldn't take this for granted and having Najee Harris play like this. And I put some respect on Najee's name. Very good player. One of my favorite players to watch on the team, the embodiment of a Pittsburgh Steeler. I think keeping him for a long run will be nice. And you can always bring Warren back too. I think Warren, I think his last year, his deal too as well. You can bring him back on a little deal too as well. I think you don't have to pay him as much as you got to pay Najee. I think it'd be good because we got to pay a quarterback big time money anytime soon. So paying these guys and keeping these guys around, our core pieces, is going to be good for the long term and the long run for our team. I think most likely they'll probably find a way to get it done. Hopefully they're not trying to do anything crazy. We're trying to we're going to roll with Jaylen Warren as our guy. Like, Jaylen Warren is cool, don't get me wrong, but he's not like a bell cow back. We seen him get injured and banged up last year a few times, fumbling a lot last time. He's a good player, but he's not a bell cow back type, the one that can be the primary back. He's kind of like Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott, like I mentioned before. And the Cowboys had a nice 1-2 punch with Pollard and Elliott. Elliott was the bell cow back, and then Pollard would change the pace. He come in there and make things happen. The Cowboys got confused and thought that Tony Pollard could be the all-purpose back, and they seen a big time the decrease in yardage, a big time decrease in numbers as well from him, because he's just not built for that. I think he's not built to take the punishment and take those hits and stuff. So I feel like you should keep the 1-2 punch together, and Najee being the primary, because I feel like he's built to be a running back in this league for a long time and withstand all those hits like that. So I think the Steelers should find a way to get it done. Maybe they find something during the season, or maybe before training camp, they find something to get done. We'll see what happens. Moving on to the next topic, which is Justin Fields. It was a thing that Jaylen Warren was talking about earlier. Jaylen Warren was getting interviewed by Cameron Hayward, and this is what he had to say. The question, they're talking about Justin Fields to discuss his special teams.
As soon as you touch the ball, that's when everything, starts to happen. But Our offense or our special teams coordinator was talking about Justin Fields being back there.
Wait.
We're like, hold on.
Whoa, you breaking news already?
We looked at him like, Justin Fields better be that back there. And yeah.
Okay, I don't know if Justin Fields is going to be a kick returner. That would not be the most logical thing. I think it was probably laughing off, so I don't think it's serious. But here, the special teams coach was like, Justin Fields back there. Maybe he was just joking or something. But Justin Fields is an amazing athlete, as we know. You know, he's one of the best quarterbacks, athletic quarterbacks in this league. And he had potential to be one of the best quarterbacks if he can get back on track. But he's one of the most athletic quarterbacks in this league like that. He has a dual threat ability, though he can extend plays, a strong arm as well. So he's very good. He probably could pull it off, but I don't think that'd be a logical thing to do because Russell Wilson, I think he's gonna be the starter this year, but I don't know if he's gonna be the full-time starter the whole time because you never know what could happen. He's turning 37, I think. I don't know if he's 37. I don't know if he turned 37 or he's 36, something like that. But I know he's a little older. And Russell Wilson getting closer and closer to retirement, so the injuries do happen more when you get older, and bad play, quarterback play as well too, because you start deteriorating a little bit at the quarterback position. So I hope Russell Wilson can stay as a starter and just be good for us. But Justin Fields shouldn't be playing kick return. He should just stay behind, learn from Russ and stuff as well. Maybe the Steelers want to do some certain like run packages. They could do that maybe like throughout the year. You know, Russell Wilson might not be able to take all the blunt force on them hits. So you'd be like, hey, you know what we're gonna do? Hit Fields out there, and then you might trick him a little bit. Might have Fields out there at the goal line, and he might fake the handoff one way and pitch it to somebody else another way, or might keep it one time and go in there just to give him a little stuff here and there. Cause we know he's gonna be around for the team for the future. I think the Steelers wouldn't make that trade if they didn't think they're gonna have him for the future. So I think they declined his fifth-year option. Of course, it was $25 million. You're not gonna accept that. But if I'm gonna find a deal, probably next year, I say like a one-year deal, kind of like how the Packers did with Jordan Love. They signed him to a one-year deal, and you know, and they probably most likely Jordan Love. He played real good his last season, so they probably. I think he's gonna play good this year too as well for the Packers, and they probably find a long-term deal too as well. So we probably do the same thing with Justin Fields next season, give him a one-year deal, and then we'll see what happens after that, and then we'll see about getting a long-term deal if we can like that, or a few years deal. So we'll see what the Steelers do in that aspect. But Justin Fields got to be a quarterback. He can't be a kick returner. I don't think that's gonna work out too well for him. Next one is Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson, a good player. You know, good player. I think. Coming out of college, as you guys know, 5'10", he's a playmaker, route runner, route technician type of guy. He can play in the slot as well, put on the outside. I've been seeing a lot of speculations about who we're going to trade for. People saying DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is cool, don't get me wrong. Cool player, but he's very similar to George Pickens in play style. It's like he's a physical receiver. I don't even want to have versatility in your receiver room. We want to have a guy who's going to play physical, with 50-50 balls as well, and want a guy who can play with some speed as well, like that, like a guy who can talk the defense, you know, like Calvin Austin. We got Van Jefferson, we got Quez Watkins, got all these guys, and then you want to have a guy who can route run, you know, like can move the sticks for you and stuff. And it could be a quarterback friendly. I think Roman Wilson could be that quarterback friendly guy. I think he's going to be receiver too. He probably start off kind of like lower on the depth chart a little bit and work himself into it. If you don't just draft a guy in the third round early on just to be sitting on the bench and just looking around and stuff. So most likely the Steelers is going to utilize him, and his versatility to play inside and to play outside is going to help him out a lot. I think he's going to be a guy the Steelers try to like find different ways to put in different things. He can take some handoffs too. He took with Michigan as well. They pitched the ball to him a few times. We've seen him line up in the slot. Some of his touchdowns. I think he scored 12 touchdowns last year, 700 plus receiving yards and 40 plus receptions. And he really could have had probably over 1,000, but Michigan ran the ball a lot last year. They was a run first type team, so he was doing that off of that sample size and off of those targets, and he still put up some big time numbers. So I think Roman Wilson could be that guy for the Steelers and to turn out to be real special for us. Now moving on next, the last topic of the day, we have of course the dream trade scenario. My dream trade scenario for the Steelers. I remember McFadden had the tweet that he put out there. He was talking about playmaker coming to the Steelers. You know, we thought it was Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel. Now the 49ers or GM are saying they don't want to trade anybody from the receiver room. They said that there's all speculations and stuff that's going on. But it's still some other guys too, like I mentioned, DK Metcalf. We're talking about Cortland Sutton as well. And if I could have one dream scenario, trade scenario that could come true, it wouldn't be a receiver. It would be cornerback. Like I mentioned, I think yesterday on the live stream yesterday on SteelerNation Australia. You guys can go watch that. I was on his live stream yesterday. We were talking about the Steelers draft stuff as well. Draft, you know, the tweet as well and other things relating to Steelers. But I would like to see Patrick Surtain on the Steelers. I don't think the Broncos will trade him, of course. But PS2, I would like to see him on the Steelers. I feel like he's a very, very good elite level cornerback. And I wouldn't mind trading the first round pick for him. Because I know he's very young and he's already at all pro like level. So I wouldn't mind having a guy like that on the team. on the other side of JPJ to lock some things down. Cornerback is a very important position. Jesse Jackson is a solid player, like I mentioned before. If I'm seeing highlights and people showing highlights like Jesse Jackson is good, showing highlights when Drew Brees was playing, and showing highlights where you like, hold on, this is Drew Brees? Like that's Jimmy Graham? Like I don't want to see those highlights of those guys playing because those guys haven't played in a little while. Like I'm like those guys haven't been on that team in a while. So you're seeing highlights of Drew Brees throwing the ball and stuff. Michael Thomas healthy. I'm like, yeah, that's a long time ago. So Matt Ryan on the Falcons. I'm like, yeah, we don't need to see those highlights. We need to see some newer stuff. So I don't really trust those highlight reels people trying to show around and the film they showing around that old stuff. That was back in like 2000, like 18, 19 or something. The only image I have in my head of Jesse Jackson is when Antonio Brown cooked them. Remember on the sideline, Antonio Brown had the big catch on him against the Panthers. So yeah, so Jesse Jackson, in my opinion, he's a solid player. He's solid. He's not good. He's not bad either. He's solid. He's a solid guy. But I think the Steelers can do better a little bit at cornerback to have more depth, to be more comfortable. Because last year we rolled with Levi Wallace and those guys, and it didn't work out well. Levi Wallace is on the Broncos now, so we're going to see what the Steelers do. Hopefully Corey Trice is a solid guy. I don't know if Xavier Howard is still available. I don't know if he's a free agent still or not, but he'd be a nice guy to pick up. But we'll see what happens. But that's all I got for the video today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.